Gotta respect that. That is a pretty baller move. I'm giving this an A tier. It lacks a little bit of versatility, but overall, this is a really strong build. Jenna Ortega looks like she's running a level 5 art connoisseur build. She's got Lahan, Barry Lyndon, The Passion of Joan of Arc, and Paris, Texas. And all of these are fantastic movies, but this build has...
When the world needed me the least, I was there, taking a long break to build this user-driven platform with a movie-based minigame component to it. Django Disc visual style and presentation, where he talks about movie taste as if it was a game, is awesome, and I couldn't help but make something out of it. You know, I gotta use Procreate to make all the visual components. It is not only intuitive, but it's what I used to do to my animations. My objective here was to take on his visual style with the whole computer chip grid thingy, the purple and yellow motif, as well as the whole level description thing.
Film bro build. This is one of my favorite archetypes in the entire game. He's got Goodfellas, Coming to America, Gladiator, and The Godfather Part 2. And you can make fun of this build all you want. You could say it's basic, you could say he's playing it safe, you could say that this is pretty much a noob build, but you know what? It gets the job done in almost every situation.
The whole gist of the websites that I make for this series is that they gotta be responsive, so I made this mobile first. They gotta be highly interactive, which is a given for this one. And finally, these websites must be functional. In this case, the functionality is in the sign up and login, the profile deletion, the favorite player function, as well as the duo history display. Also, in order to get the TikTok login kit, I needed an actual privacy policy and terms of service, while I had to keep in mind TMDB stipulations for API usage as well as Firebase's security rules. So the backend flow is exactly that: the database, the TMDB API fetching, and the login sign-up flow. I didn't get Leaderbox yet though, because they are annoying as shit. They don't allow you to have the API in a straightforward way like TikTok does. I have to send an email to them, and I did, and they never responded. The whole project rests on one thing: making sure the back-end truth is faithfully translated through the UI. The first 3 weeks of this project were me crashing my head against the computer trying to integrate the TikTok login kit into the back-end flow of the project. But after that, updating these numbers and these posters instantly and maintaining them accurate was another battle. Finally, the gameplay. It is simple math really. Using TMDB's API, I'm able to get their own popularity metrics of each movie, and I added the number of comments and reviews on each movie on top of it to come up with the popularity stats, while quality is just the critics' score. Rewatchability works off a percentage where high popularity plus low critics score equals high rewatchability, while high critics score plus low popularity equals high pretentiousness. Those two metrics are then turned from percentages into raw numbers and are added up to the other metrics to form your movie points. The decision to use TMDB means that since their metrics change over time, so do your movie points. I might redo the whole logic behind the gameplay, cause it seems to favor popularity a lot, while not a lot of movies are able to get a very high pretentiousness score, but I don't know, maybe there's some very obscure movies out there that have a very high score with very little comments and very little reviews in general. I thought that by adding Funny Games, which is one of my favorite movies, I was actually gonna be able to get high pretentiousness, but I didn't. But I think that's sort of the point of the whole gameplay. Mix and matching different movies to see how the stats upgrade, to turn the gameplay into something more like Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, where each movie has more complex statistics and abilities, and the gameplay is more about the strategy and less about math. Might be something that I do in the future, but I really just need to get people to play the game. I really just need to get people to sign up. So come on, go to leaderbox.co, sign up and play the game. What are you waiting for? Django Disc approved it, Michael Bay approved it, some third reason. The whole project took between 60 to 80 days for me to finish, and even though there are improvements to be made, I think I'm very happy with it. It works very well. The whole thing was also a matter of deciding which function was going to be served client side and which function was going to be served server side. So the duo history, for example, that is served client side, because the low user base that we have right now doesn't really justify going the extra mile. You know, it's something that I'm going to do as I scale up the project. The whole project was meant to be scaled up. In the future, if we get a higher user base, the duo history function is going to be turned into a live notification feed, and that is something that is going to live server side. It was tons of fun to work on this project. Please go subscribe to Django Disc though, because the whole thing was inspired by his videos. Don't forget, the whole point of the series is to bring eyes to creators and artists who deserve to be seen. I will be posting one new website per week. It's just that sometimes I'm gonna do these sort of side projects just like this one. So if this is something that you like, please subscribe. I will see you next week with the next website, but I will also see you tomorrow because I've been uploading daily. And if you wanted to support what I do even further, go to Patreon and subscribe. I've been posting a lot of free content on Patreon, and I will be coming with exclusive content there as well. So thank you so much for watching, and go play the game.
So you guys, me, Thomas, and my mom were outside. We're going to the Speedway. We're getting scratch tickets, and we're seeing if we can win money for scratch tickets for the video. And my fucking mom ruined it, and she threw out my ticket in the fucking gutter.